Today we're gonna try something that we haven't tried, I don't think, ever on the channel, and that is we're gonna try to do a 2-tower chimps run, but we're playing alternate Bloons routes. Yeah, we're gonna be trying a 2-tower chimps on ABR, and it actually chose the towers that I think it's gonna be the easiest, or at least it's not gonna be as difficult completing with these 2 towers. And also there are some changes happening in regards to Sauda, so I want to talk about those things as well. So in the latest update, Sauda got a little bit of a nerf. I'm not sure if you guys caught onto this nerf, but yeah, it's kind of, I think it can be very significant depending on the map that you're playing on. The nerf is that the starting peers got reduced from 4 to 3. Now you might think that that's not a huge decrease, but I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be noticeable. Maybe you guys have already noticed it, in the sense that maybe you're playing like round 18 and she's like struggling a little bit versus that round, something like that. Like previously she was able to complete it no problem, and now she might be, you know, maybe leaking a few Bloons or something like that. Yeah, that's what this nerf was supposed to achieve. Oh wait a minute, let Bloons in this one. I completely forgot. Okay, so I was talking about the solid nerfs, but we have to buy the level 3 actually so that we can get the ability. Am I a little bit late on this one? Maybe we can still get both of these guys with the ability. So maybe if let me just use it like this, and let's see if the swords are gonna stay on. So that, yeah, there we go. And actually let me just finish up with the solid changes. So besides the peers getting reduced, she now does her sword charge twice starting from level 14, which is really interesting because the idea behind this is that she doesn't exactly deal with super ceramics that well, so now she's gonna be able to. Then we have some damage decrease from 120 to 60 for level 16, but it balances out, right, because she swipes the track twice, and the damage, it remains the same for level 20. So yeah, maybe just a little bit of extra damage before round 16, but all in all she's about the same, and the only place where you can maybe see some changes are, well, the early game. All right, so there we go, we got the darling. It's a 1-1-0. I'm gonna try and lock it in place here, maybe a little bit above the track because it kind of misses, and I feel like if you have it like maybe a little bit lower, actually it's gonna miss less often as these Bloons are approaching the darling. I think this is the best spot. And actually I went for the darling, just the top hat darling in the Ray of Doom, because if you guys are, you know, kind of paying attention to the patch notes, you have probably realized, and I did a video onto this, but I'm just gonna remind you, or just tell you if you haven't watched the video, that the top hat darling actually got some really interesting changes. The laser cannon now does +2 damage to Moab class Bloons, which is really nice because given that we're playing ABR, this ABR is like the fortified game mode, if you can call it like that, right? So we're gonna be seeing a lot of fortified Bloons, fortified Moabs. The Moab around 40 is a fortified one, so that's really cool one, right? Because we're gonna get some extra damage and deal with it a lot easier. And then also the Ray of Doom is $5,000 cheaper, which is, oh, Bloons, let's just use the ability, and there we go. Oh, wait a minute. No, are they gonna last? No way. No, they're not lasting. Okay, is it gonna come off cooldown though? Yeah, it is. Okay, thankfully, so this is like a lead balloon. It's not really too fast, but yeah, it actually comes off cooldown while the lead balloon is on screen. But actually there's a better way of dealing with that one, and it's that, I guess because the lead balloons were kind of the last balloons around 23, if we were just to use the ability while the leads are at the start, and then we just pop the other ones, they're gonna remain on track. I guess that's a possibility as well. Okay, more leads. So here's what we're gonna do for these guys. I'm just gonna use the ability here on the intersection. That should be fine. There goes around 28. And actually these are the things that we might lose like on ABR, because I don't exactly know these routes. Like I know the key routes, but I don't know exactly what's happening at them. So let's do the same thing with the intersection timing. Let's go like this. Oh wait a minute, is this gonna be enough? I have a feeling the swords are gonna disappear for the last one. Oh my god, that was perfect. That was like the last millisecond. All right, well, we do need a little bit of luck to get this thing going, because these rounds are gonna get interesting later on, to say the least. Okay, so let's get the laser cannon right now. This is gonna be a huge damage boost, and I feel like these two they complement each other really nicely, with the exception of purple Bloons actually, because yeah, look at this thing. I was just talking about them. So the only way to pop purple Bloons is gonna be Sauda, at least until we get the Ray of Doom, which is gonna be able to pop them by itself. Okay, so more lead Bloons, and there are a lot of lead Bloons. Okay, so let's just do the exact same thing. I feel like, yeah, this is why I chose Resort, by the way, because, well, this is the map for Sauda. She has like this perfect square in which she can attack, and also with this lead balloon, you know, and the timing of the ability, this is like absolutely perfect, right? Oh, wait a minute, so the ability is on cooldown with these leads. Oh, what do we do about this one though? I think let's just go on strong. Let's use the ability as soon as possible. Let's go on first. Now I see a yellow balloon actually. This is gonna be an annoying round, isn't it? Are we dealing with them? So, oh, wait a minute. Okay, so purples are actually blocking the darting projectiles. So yeah, this is, how do we deal with this one? I mean, I guess we leave her on what? On strong? What's she targeting if I have her on strong? Is it gonna be the purple? Let's try it again, actually. I have her on strong. I'm gonna use the ability again, and maybe there's some RNG to this. I'm gonna switch her back to first and maybe get the darting in my hand like this, so that we're focusing down these Bloons at the start. And yeah, that seems a lot better than last time, although there's a purple and there's also a, well, the purple's gonna get popped, but there's a lead balloon. Okay, so let me lock this darting in place again, and is the ability gonna come back off? Oh my god, that's super close. It's barely gonna come off. Actually, look at how close close it is. That's ridiculous. We are gonna get it though. Yes, there we go. Oh my god, we're gonna need the plasma accelerator ASAP because I was talking about the purple balloons, but the lead balloons are actually gonna be annoying as well. And by the way, 45 mobs, so +2 extra damage on the laser, and this thing is gonna pop in a second. It's not even gonna be close. Look at this thing. Before it even made the first like bend, it is just gone. That's so good. Yeah, these changes, they're like small. You're gonna say like +2 damage to mob class balloons, but come on, it's actually really nice. And just on time with this one, round 43, the plasma accelerator, and this round, I like the 43 on the normal rounds, which has ceramics. This one has, well, straight up mobs. So that can get a little bit annoying because the 40s do have mobs in ABR, but as long as we deal with the purple balloons, now we have only one thing to worry about, and that's gonna be the road to $81,000 for the Ray of Doom. That's around 15 more 45 mobs. At this time, I'm not exactly worried. We beat the first one, and then we're probably gonna beat, yeah, there we go. There's a lot more mobs incoming on 50, but this plasma accelerator is actually really good, and I'm pretty sure the +2 damage to mobs does carry over to the plasma accelerator, right? It's not just the laser cannon. More purples on 56, and this is gonna be an interesting look into round 62 actually, because 62 does also have purple balloons, a lot of purple balloons, as well as the normal rounds, right? So that's gonna be, I don't know, are we gonna be able to hold on for that one? Because that's probably the only round that I'm actually concerned about with these upcoming ones. I think we're gonna be fine after that. And I'm actually gonna let the plasma accelerator attack versus the 45 BFB on round 60. Let's just see what happens when the leftover mobs walk into Sauda's range. I feel like she is gonna do a decent amount of damage to them, but do we micro a little bit or what? Because I don't want to be using the level 3 ability. I want to save it for these upcoming rounds. So let's see how we do. We popped some of them. The ceramics are out, and yeah, that should be absolutely no problem. There we go. So I guess the most difficult round that we have upcoming is gonna be round 62, and then past round 62, I don't think there is gonna be too many issues. So let's see how we do on this one. This is the problem, by the way. These purple balloons, they make the laser attack, even though you can see it, right? Going through all these balloons, it doesn't do any damage. So yeah, this is the biggest problem that we have. So let's see how we do on this one. We can actually buy level 10 if necessary, and we can use the sword charge. It's only gonna be one swipe because you get the second swipe from level 14, but that's gonna be more than enough. So as long as we deal with these purple balloons, that's gonna be fine, so that we can make the plasma accelerator work. And I'm already seeing some leaks. Okay, so let me use the ability now, and let's try and intercept those leaks. And how is it looking? I mean, there's still some purple balloons, and oh wait a minute, we actually got it. That's really nice. All right, so now the plasma accelerator can actually go through all of these guys. It was just a level 3 ability. That's really nice, and we saved 2.3k, which is you know what, I'm happier than we saved 2.3k, because this is gonna be 2.3k less that we need to save later on for the Ray of Doom. So yeah, let's just micro this thing, because there were 2 PFBs on this one, and let's just follow along with these guys. And this is gonna be round 63, so let me, you know what, let me just lock this guy in place. Oh, here comes the ceramics, but yeah, it should be no problems. All right, so 62 wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought that we're probably gonna have to buy the sword charge, but never mind, it's fine. So we saved a decent amount of cash, and we're at $40,000. And you know what I was thinking, is there another way to do this? Like, we're gonna try the Sauda and the Ray of Doom, but what are some other combinations and towers that can work? And actually, can you get away without using a hero like Sauda? Because Sauda enables you to do so much, right? Like, she's a super cheap hero. You can start with her. She can pop camo balloons, she can pop lead balloons with her ability, and then she also scales nicely with the DPS. So I don't want to say using Sauda is in a way a cheat code, but sometimes it does feel like that on some maps. And so I'm just wondering, like, is there any other combo, especially? Oh, wait a minute, that's a lot of balloons. I mean, we could probably take care of them. Let me just get the plasma accelerator in my hand. Let me just try to follow along with the small balloons. I'm gonna try and not pop all these guys at once, but oh, it's already too late. Oh my god, that's a lot of balloons. Okay, let's try and not use the sword charge on this one. There we go. And these guys are actually 45. So in the normal rounds, these are not 45 balloons. These are normal BFBs, but now, oh my god, they're popping all at once. So that's a little bit annoying. Let's actually follow them like this, and that should be fine. $60,000 though. We are doing very well with the money, it looks like. I look at 77 actually. So normal 77, a bunch of BFBs with their normal BFBs behind each other, and then a bunch of mobs, normal mobs. But this one, 45 ones. Yeah, this is what makes it a little bit more difficult, but also we're gonna get a lot more cash, and that's the thing that we're most interested in, because Ray of Doom 81k, so not that far off. And you know what, my prediction of early 80s is actually gonna come true, I'm pretty sure. Let me just check Sauda's level. So level 12, we're about to hit level 14 soon-ish, and it's gonna be right at the start of the free play. And actually, you know what, just like round 62, we're gonna have one more of those purple rounds, and it's gonna be this one. So a bunch of purple balloons, and I'm not sure if we are supposed to use the ability here, because there's gonna be a huge wave of ceramics now behind all of these guys. Yeah, I think we should, because yeah, the accelerator is getting blocked. So you know what, I'm just gonna use the ability to be safe on this one. There we go. Then we should get it back kind of soonish. 7S should be no issue. So we're gonna have a bunch of 45 BFBs on this one. Look at the money, guys, 72,000, and it's gonna go at least to like 75, I think, at the end of this round, because these rainbows, they make so much money, and we haven't even started free play. Oh, actually, wait a minute, this is 79 on ABR. Right. So it's gonna be a ZMG, so we actually have to micro it. $76,000 when we deal with this one is gonna be about 77 soon-ish, I guess. Let me just micro it out with this UMG. Let me try and pop it slowly so we don't overwhelm ourselves, even though the plasma accelerator is like super strong, but let me just try and micro it and be safe about it. And there it is. So actually around 80 on ABR does have two UMGs, so that's fun, but we do have the damage on this one, so let's just try and get them down one by one slowly. So I'm actually even gonna use the level 3 ability because it's gonna come off cooldown. Alright, so there goes number 1, and then for number 2, yeah, we should be able to deal with this one no problem. Look at how close we are to the Ray of Doom, by the way, guys. There's a huge chance of this happening, by the way, and I'm getting more excited, but at the same time I'm getting a little bit anxious while we're approaching these replay rounds because I'm like, wait a minute, this is a little bit too easy so far. So yeah, are we in for a surprise even after we buy the Ray of Doom? Hopefully not. Alright, so let's try and pop these guys very slowly. We get 81,000, and then after we get 81k, yeah, look at these ceramics. Look at this. They can barely get popped by both Sauda and the plasma accelerator, so we're gonna get level 14 soon-ish. But oh my god, 45 as well. I did not know there are 45 BFBs actually onto this one, but we're very close to it. So this price buff actually in the latest update, this is what's gonna make all this thing possible, because look at this, we're already leaking balloons, but yeah, bam, let's go get the Ray of Doom and let's start going through all of these guys. Yes, finally. It's gonna get kind of weird versus deities, I'm gonna be honest, but hopefully we don't get overwhelmed. I feel like this Ray of Doom just has so much spears that as long as it's popping them on this like first horizontal huge track, where we should be fine in general until the rest of the game. And then round 100, 45 battle this one. That's gonna be fun versus the Ray of Doom. But yeah, so far so good. So round 87 should have, I think it's 5 ZOMGs actually instead of 4 onto ABR. Let me just check. Yes, there we go. That's number 1, 2. Yeah, so many balloons and so many more balloons in ABR. And I think that's one of the reasons why we were allowed to buy the Ray of Doom in the first place. I think in a normal game actually it might take you a little bit, it's probably gonna be again like the early 80s, but maybe like a round or two longer than it took us in this one. But yeah, look at how fast the rounds are going now, by the way. Round 89, and yes, this thing is absolutely flying. Look at how cool it looks, by the way. The Ray of Doom just going through all of these guys. That's round 91, and we have a bunch of money now. So yeah, these rounds are flying, by the way. Ever since we bought the Ray of Doom, it's like the number count just goes up and you don't even notice it. So bam, just like that, we're up to 92. We have a bunch of cash actually, so let me just let Sauda get some levels like this while everything is going fine, and then I'm gonna put all this money. Oh, wait a minute, 45s. Yes, we deal with them. That's no problem. So maybe we're gonna have to, I don't know, maybe micro it later down the line. But we do get level 14 Sauda, and actually just because I want to try this thing out, we're gonna get 2 sweeps if we use the level 10 ability. So I just want to use it just to see how it is. So that's sweep number 1, and then there we go, sweep number 2. Okay, so this is actually really nice versus versus these super ceramics that are coming out to free play. All right, 95 should again be no problem for the Ray of Doom. This looks like an easy combo, guys. Did I pick the easiest combo possible for this 2 tower chimps ABR run that we're doing? What's a more complicated one that we should try out as well? Because this sounds really fun, and now that I've kind of seen what's happening onto these rounds, I feel like I'm a little bit more comfortable, I guess, to try out some different combinations. So if you guys have some interesting ones that you would like me to try, definitely drop them in the comments, some that actually work. But here guys, round 98, this is again the most difficult round, but Ray of Doom, nothing is a match for this guy. Look at this. Let me check the pop count, actually over 2 million, because ABR obviously saw that 120k. But you know what, even though she doesn't have that many pops, she did her job, and it was just to allow us to buy the Ray of Doom. So yeah, again, the last 45 DTs, and then this round is gonna have a normal bat. And guys, $88,000. So once this round ends, I'm gonna spend all of the money onto Sauda level. So maybe we can get her to level 20. I'm pretty sure we can actually get her to level 20. We need to micro the Ray of Doom, by the way. Maybe not for this one, but for the next one for sure, because it's gonna be 45 bat. And let me spend all of the money. So bam, there we go, level 20 on Sauda with 10k to spare. That's amazing. Let me use the level 3 ability. Yeah, this guy is gonna get absolutely melted by the Ray of Doom, but we should probably take this and kind of micro it ourselves, because it's gonna be a little bit more difficult for it than the previous one. So let me just kind of point it down so it gets the damage going. You know, the Ray of Doom does a lot of damage versus the first balloon. Actually, it's attacking, so that's why it's able to melt these guys. And it didn't used to work like that always, but Ninja Kiwi added just for like the additional firepower, and it shows, especially on a round like this one versus a 45 bat. But there it is, guys. Let me just use the level 3 ability for one last time, and we actually did it. And that was not even as difficult as I thought it was gonna be. 2.4 million pops onto this guy, 154 on Sauda. So in total, over 2.6 million pops on ABR chimps. But there we go, we get it done. So that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one.